Good morning and happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, and have a blessed day. I was listening to an interview or a debate here at the Black Summit with Candace Owens and T.I. and Killer Mike and a few other people. And I think she had a short end of the stick anyway. When she got there, everybody was booing her. But I'm going to let you watch some of this. It was very difficult for me to watch, but let me know what you think. So let's watch a little bit of this together. And I'm going to put the link of the full interview if you would like to watch it.
First thing is that it's important to identify what our agenda actually is. And I think that the most important thing for people in this room to understand is that there is a very small window. Right now, the black vote is the most important vote in the country. There's a very small window before our vote's not going to matter. These conferences won't matter, and us sitting here won't matter, because illegal immigration, if you're looking at the numbers, every new birth in this country, 60% of all new births are Hispanic Americans, and the Democrats are about, listen, you're saying,
See, they're already booing her. And what I like about Candace, she's a very strong woman and she give numbers. She do a research, and the numbers that she's giving is true. And even though they're true, the people in the audience are still booing her because she had a short end of the stick when she got there. If I was her, I wouldn't have even did the interview. But maybe people will look back at this interview 5 years from now and say, yeah, okay, now I understand what she was talking about. But we'll continue with this. And like I said, I'm going to put a link in the description if you want to go and watch the full interview, which I don't like it. It's very hard for me to watch that interview because, like I said, I thought she was mistreated on this panel.
let me get to the point. I'm going to tell you what's wrong with it. I say illegal is the new black because it's true, and there's a reason why they're advocating for open borders. Right now, our vote means a lot, but new births of black Americans have stagnated. The population growth within black America has stagnated. So the things that I pay attention to are the numbers. I pay attention to the birth rates in this country, which is why I'm pro putting something down to stop illegal immigration. The second thing that I think is really important, and you may have heard me testify in front of Congress, is the illiteracy rates that are facing black America. 75% of black boys in California can't pass a reading exam. Across Baltimore, they looked at 5 schools. They couldn't find a single black boy that was a single black child that could pass a basic reading or a math exam. So I caught a lot of slack because I said this is a Democrat plantation, but I meant what I said. If you look historically at what the plantations were when we were slaves, there were 3 things that were necessary for them to run. The first was our ignorance. Black Americans were not allowed to learn how to read unless we would have our limbs chopped off. And that was because an educated mind cannot be enslaved. So the fact that our schools are in this condition in the inner cities and all throughout America and not a single candidate is talking about it is problematic to me. I think that that's a huge negotiating tool for me. We need to be talking about the inner city schools. Another component, and this is the biggest issue that I think is facing black America today, which was important to maintaining the plantations, was the breakdown of family. The biggest issue facing black America is father absence. We have children that are growing up without their fathers in the home, and that is being incentivized by the government right now via the welfare system. When the government says we'll give you more money if you don't marry the father of your children, you are incentivizing bad behavior in our community. What happens when you remove a father from the home? This is why I do not mess with feminism at all. I'm not with it. This breakdown and mocking masculinity, making it seem like there's something wrong to be a man, all of this contributes to the breakdown of family. When you remove...
Hey, hold on.
This is sad. You know, she's trying to talk. You probably seen a few seconds ago. She had to raise her voice just to get her point across because people in the audience was talking over her. And then T.I., he's there on the side. He's just shaking his head like, what is she talking about? This doesn't make sense. It makes sense. It's true. If you watch the full interview, T.I. is going to just tell everybody he's rich. His family is doing good. His kids are doing good. Yeah, he's doing good. He's a millionaire. But what about all these other people that are struggling? You know, that's, to me, is selfish when you're only concerned about yourself. And you're sitting there shaking your head while she's giving the interview. I think that's very disrespectful. And I don't know, but I'm going to continue with this interview. If you want to see the full interview, just look in the description below.
Come on, y'all.
The single motherhood rate in the 1960s in Black America, and they thought that
Now, at a,
the single, hold on, I want to finish this. I mean,
And Killer Mike was backed her up, and I'm glad he did. And he was telling her this is the same stuff that's been discussed over and over back in during the civil rights, during the movement. What Candace Owens is saying has been said by a lot of different people, and it's true. So I'm proud he did step up and helped her out on that, and he even went against T.I., even though T.I. was his friend, and he told T.I., I'm gonna have to go against you on this one because what she's saying is true. The numbers do not lie.
been turned into public enemy number one. I say the same thing when I hit every stage. The single motherhood rate in the Black community in the 1960s, before Lyndon Baines Johnson started the Great Society Act, was 23%. At that time, that was considered very high. 23% of Black people growing up without a father in the home. The single motherhood rate in the Black community today is 74%. 74% of our children are growing up without a father in the home. It was Barack Obama, who I don't even really have anything for, who told you what happens when you remove a father from the home. You're 9 times more likely to end up in prison. You're 6 times more likely to drop out of high school.
And I've seen Candace Owens give a lot of speeches, but here you see she's stuttering a little bit. I think she's getting frustrated because these people in the audience just over talking to her. I don't have patience like that. I probably would just went on and walked out, but if you look at this interview probably 5 years from now, they will probably understand what she was saying is true. I call them the millenniums, between the age of 24, I think 24 to 39. They are more awakening than people in my age group that are, 39 and older. But the millenniums, they're out, they're protesting, they're doing what they need to do because I think they're being awakened now. They understand what's been going on, what have been done the last 20, 30 years. Why are Black people still in the same situation they were 30, 40 years ago? It's kind of strange, but if you do some of your own research, you will understand why. But I'm going to continue with this interview.
You're 12 times more likely to lead a life of poverty. Why is nobody talking about father absence, and why do we keep being silenced when we actually do? This is what Black conservatism is, by the way. It's really not. It's not that controversial. So when I first met President,
now check her out. She's going to give you some real numbers from what Trump have done. Check it out.
Trump, and I had heard him years before he actually ran for office talk about certain things that I felt were really important to me as a Black mother, not just as an American or as a voter. But what he has done since he's been elected is he's proven himself. He has given more money to HBCUs. He just eliminated $300 million of debt from hurricane relief from HBCUs, just gave them another $100 billion more on top of what no one wants to talk about, like those at MSNBC and CNN, are opportunity zones. There are 9,000 opportunity zones that was established by the Trump administration, including probably 24 counties right here in Atlanta, in this state, in Fulton County, where he has put up hundreds of billions of dollars of investment into Black communities, not just impoverished communities, but Black communities. And to me, you put your money where your mouth is. This president has done that. So what you should do, all the young people in the room, we've heard we don't have a voice. We hear disenfranchisement. Well, guess what? Who has been in charge of these communities for the last 4 to 5 decades? Democrats. Wow. Exactly.
So wait a minute. No, wait. So that was my point. I had a question.
I can't even listen to this part right
Candace,
here.
we spoke many times, and you're a brilliant young lady.
Question, I will address
all of the things that you spoke on, from opportunity zones.
I love that we're talking about white supremacy. Okay, I'll answer the question.
I say, excuse me. I didn't interrupt you. If I may.
Clock is right twice a day.
Right. I get that.
So to tackle the white supremacy thing, your question was a fallacy because you said you insinuated that he has not denounced white supremacy.
Hasn't.
Go to his, somebody please, go to his Twitter feed right now. Right now, go
said,
back to
who
the
is the
shooting.
KKK?
He said, no, because we got to tell the truth. I do
said,
not
who
stop.
is the KKK?
Now you're cutting me off, right? There we go. Now we're even.
What he said was that.
So listen.
Thank you.
What he said was that there was good.
No,
on both
let me
sides
finish.
of white
Stop.
supremacy. That's what
Because
he
you guys
said.
are so
That's not
hung
what he
up
said.
on
That's not what he
Charlottesville,
said.
and nobody heard the entire clip. I want to talk about why we get manipulated. I'm being serious, guys. I'm not even trying to make this like a contentious moment, because this is literally why Black America loses right here. Because we allow people with cameras to go hear a whole speech, like they do this to me all the time. They take out a couple of sentences you said, and they create a whole new headline. And people that were not there get incensed and get emotional, and don't actually go back to hear what was actually said in full context. They do it to me all the time. I know they do it to Trump. He has denounced white supremacy so many times. It's something north, somebody counted, of 24 times, and it's on his Twitter feed. So if you want to fact check me, go back to a couple of weeks ago when the shootings happened. He said, America is no place for white nationalism and white supremacy, and it's an issue that has to be tackled. I'm paraphrasing. You can go find it. Let me tell you why the black vote is the easiest vote for Democrats to keep for the last 60 years. All they have to do to get our vote, let me tell you something. If people know what you fear, you are the easiest person to control. The Democrats have figured out that Black America is emotionally responsive to the word racism. She says racism, you jump up and you start cheering. You haven't even listened to what I've said to rebut it, okay?
I think Candace has a problem with the crowds cheering for me and booing to her, and that's not my fault. That's not my intention.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did. You said I'm going for
No, I said I don't like when you go for gotcha moments, because
Gotcha moments.
like
That
when you're
means-
like, oh, well, you started with some bullshit. Like, actually, let me
You
get to what I was
did,
going to say, because
though.
what I was going to say is what Killer Mike said.
All right, well, okay, okay.
So when
listen,
you're trying
I'm
to
not
just
against
hype
you.
people and you actually
Listen,
don't, you're
I'm not
there.
against-
We're all losing when you do
Okay,
something
listen,
like that.
I'm
Everybody
not- no,
loses when you go
no,
for a
no.
gotcha. I know how,
Listen.
if you want to hype a crowd, oh, it's bullshit, it's racism,
Candace,
it's
sister,
Trump, get on your
sister.
feet, fuck this, we got to stand up, we got to do our shit, we got to do what we got to do as
Round of
black
applause for
people.
Candace,
That's
please.
a waste of time. But I'm telling you right now, the black
Candace,
vote is
hold on.
not going to matter
So, Mike,
after the next about 5 years if you don't start
Katrina,
paying attention to what I'm
Katrina,
saying to you.
Katrina,
Because I'm trying to tell you guys
Katrina,
the truth.
Candace,
The absolute
we
truth
got
about
you.
what is happening in Black America. You are being used, abused, and lied to and manipulated emotionally by the Democrat Party. That is what I am here to tell you.
And
I think hundreds, if not thousands by now, of young black men will be going home for Christmas because of criminal justice reform put in place by President Donald J. Trump. That impacts the black community. Why is nobody applauding that? Like, in a major way.
Absolutely.
I mean, like the three strikes rule done by the Democrats, Trump reversed, who have been given harsh sentences. People have been in there for far too long. And you know how that happened? Because black people who are woke went to the Oval Office and said, how can we help Black America? President Trump says, whatever I can do, I'll do it. Man, if Trump helps, he's an opportunist. If he doesn't help, he's a racist.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, turn on your notifications, and share this video. Also leave comments. Thanks for watching. Welding and stuff.